Ukraine's much-anticipated counteroffensive now well into its fourth week. The front lines ever more intense. But the gains so far are small and incremental. Ukrainian forces are pushing forward in the south, liberating just over 150 square kilometers. That's only 60 square miles. But as Ukraine advances, the country's deputy defense minister says Russia is stepping up attacks in the east. The enemy is trying to force our troops out of their positions, but is receiving a worthy rebuff, she said in her latest update. On several fronts, Russian forces are managing to move forward. Now on the offensive in the town of Svatove in the Luhansk region. Back in Moscow, Russia's military leaders continue to project strength, even after the recent mutiny by Wagner mercenaries.
These plans failed primarily because the personnel of the armed forces showed loyalty to their oath and military duty. The provocation did not have impact on the actions of the groupings of troops. The servicemen courageously and selflessly continued to solve the tasks assigned to them.
Russia's assault on Ukraine also continues further from the front lines, hammering civilian infrastructure. Monday, 4 Russian drones were launched at the northeastern city of Sumy, hitting 2 residential apartment blocks and a local administrative building. That attack killed 2 people and injured at least 19. Rescuers are determined to quickly clear up the aftermath. Just as Ukrainian forces tell CNN, they're determined to keep inching forward. Just to put in perspective the challenge facing the Ukrainian army, today we heard from the spokesman for Ukrainian forces in eastern Ukraine on national TV saying that along the eastern front, the Russians have deployed 180,000 troops. That's more than twice the size of the entire British army. There are 50,000 Russian troops alone in and around the town of Bakhmut. Alex?
A considerable force. Our thanks to Ben Wiedemann for that report. And now to a new and exclusive CNN interview with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. He spoke at length with our Aaron Burnett about the Russian mutiny, the state of the war, and the prospects for peace. Listen to Zelensky linking a potential end of the conflict to the fate of Crimea and discussing his recent talks with the head of the CIA.
We cannot imagine Ukraine without Crimea. And while Crimea is under the Russian occupation, it means only one thing: war is not over yet.
To be clear, in victory, in peace, is there any scenario where Crimea is not part of Ukraine?
It will not be victory then.
I know the U.S. CIA Chief Bill Burns has come and visited you regularly. He was here recently. What did you tell him about your plans to take back territory in the counteroffensive?
To be honest with you, I was surprised to see the information in some media, both in the U.S. and Ukrainian and European media. My communication with the CIA chief should always be behind the scenes, and the media attention because we discuss important things, what Ukraine needs and how Ukraine is prepared to act. We don't have any secrets from CIA because we have good relations, and our intelligence services talk with each other. I don't know what were other contacts. I don't really remember which media I read it in. The situation is pretty straightforward. We have good relations with the CIA chief, and we are talking. I told him about all the important things related to the battlefield, which we need.